All right. Welcome back to another video. Happy Monday, everybody. Happy Father's Day to the fathers out there. How was everybody's weekend? Hope you enjoyed yourself. Getting right into it, starting a new week off. I want to really discuss some hard-hitting features that were broken, or I felt were broken, or can be improved upon in Wildlands, and should be fixed for Breakpoint in this next iteration of the Ghost Recon series. I'm going to list 10 things that I came up with that I could remember that need to be changed / fixed in Ghost Recon Breakpoint. So, starting with number 1, which was a very bad issue. It's very weird how the programming works for games nowadays. I remember Zipper Interactive with SOCOM had this issue back in 2003 when they were releasing their games, or 2002 when SOCOM 1 came out. And it's no spawning enemies. Guys, when you are playing this game, whether it's trucks spawning in, if you're moving too fast, or even enemies spawning in, there are too many instances of spawning enemies in this game, and it completely ruins the immersive gameplay. It completely ruins what you're doing at the time, and a game in 2019 should not have spawning enemies. I don't know how these games are programmed. I'm not a game programmer. I don't know how these systems work. I don't know if they can be tweaked or created from the ground up, because I know these systems are already in place. Whatever engine Ubisoft is using to create Ghost Recon, like, this is just how it is. These enemies just spawn. You could see them spawn sometimes right in front of your face. And it's a big issue and it needs to be fixed. I'm hoping that in this iteration in Ghost Recon Breakpoint, this is really fixed and we don't have to deal with this issue ever again. This is something developers should be nailing on day one. They should be building systems that don't have to worry about spawning enemies, or, you know, I understand not everything could be loaded, and it really has to do with technicalities of the hardware and the software communicating together to render these pixels on our screen. But in my opinion, they have to do a way better job with spawning enemies, spawning cars, you know, just things spawning in front of you in general. So that is number 1. Number 2 I have is remove the penalty for killing civilians. Yes, I'm a psycho. I'm a psycho, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Don't blame me, you know. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Literally, quite literally, hate the game. Guys, I want to kill whoever I want to kill, and I don't want there to be repercussions. If you're not going to create a honor system like in Red Dead Redemption, where you kill innocent people, you get dishonorable, you get a couple different kind of cutscenes because of it. You get more honorable, you get different cutscenes because of it. Too many times I've killed rebels and the game stopped in the middle of a, you know, whether it's a mission or just free roaming. You kill too many rebels, you have a huge war, too many rebels get killed in the crossfire, line of fire, friendly fire, and the game is programmed to just, you know, do the cut screen, and, you know, too many civilians killed or whatnot, and you have to start over. I think games should completely move away from that even happening, a la Metal Gear Solid 5. If you ruined the mission, you just had to restart that mission. It didn't reset the game for you. You kept moving. I think you had to actually leave the area to restart the mission or something like that, which I think is perfectly fine. Have some type of system where if you're failing a mission or if you're killing civilians, you know, it could ruin something, but don't make it just end your gameplay and reload. Don't make me sit in a loading screen when I don't have to. Now, moving into Breakpoint, with Wildlands, killing civilians was meh, whatever. It really didn't have it didn't feel good. But with Breakpoint, I know, because I played the alpha, and this isn't really an NDA issue or anything, you know, the civilians walking around are civilians on the island working for, what's the name of it? Skell Technologies. So it reminds me of GoldenEye. when you're walking through and there are scientists everywhere and you just want to kill the scientists. And sometimes the scientists, well, in GoldenEye, actually all the time, if you shot them a few times, they would pull out a gun or throw a grenade or something crazy like that. That should happen in this. If you don't want me to kill them, or you want to have like a penalty, have them, if you kill too many, have them become enemies. But don't stop my gameplay if I want to play Breakpoint and kill scientists, because that's what I feel I should be doing. I just crash landed on your island from technology that your scientists made. I don't know if my teammates are dead, how many choppers were blown up, so teammates that are in the story that aren't are actually AI teammates are dead, etc., etc. I was almost killed. I'm all wounded. I'm going through your island. The last thing on my mind is, let me save this scientist's life. No, maybe I want to kill that scientist. So yeah, number 2, remove penalty for killing civilians. I don't want to have to go into a loading screen because of something silly like that. Stop doing that. Stop designing games in that fashion. Number 3, SAM sites. We know SAM sites are back. Surface to air missiles, for those of you who don't know the acronym, I'm saying SAM. Surface to air missiles. We know this too much that they need to have dedicated programming functions to keep track of their respawn timer. All too often while playing the game, I will destroy a SAM site here, I'll destroy a SAM site there, I'll destroy one over there, I'll go 200 meters that way and come back, and I'm getting shot from these SAM sites. At the very least, to push this technology and the programming forward, excuse me guys, I just ate, I got full belly. But yeah, moving forward with the technology, with the programming for these systems, especially the SAM missiles, there needs to be some type of functionality built into the programming for the SAM missiles to remember or be on a timer, instead of being like everything else where it's rendered in straight, like boom, you get close enough and it's rendered in. That needs to stop. It can be rendered in, but render it in, maybe put it in memory somehow where the SAMs can remember if they're blown up or not, and put it on a timer, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, something. 24 hours in game, perhaps. How awesome would it be if you destroyed, an entire land mass, like Aqua de Verde, for example. It's like if you destroyed all the SAMs in Aqua de Verde, they should all be destroyed. Now, due to how programming works, if you leave Aqua de Verde and come back, maybe they respawn. I don't know. I'm not, like I said, I'm not a game programmer, but that's something that is really, really bad functionality for the game. You should be able to destroy SAMs and continue around an area without have to worrying about them popping back up, respawning out of nowhere and shooting you down. So yeah, number 3, SAM sites need to have some type of timer functionality built into them, so they don't respawn like everything else when you go too far back, and then it comes back into view. And then number 4, along with SAMs, keeping the SAM issue at hand, they need to actually have a height distance to go active. All too often the SAMs, you can be at a tree line, there can be a SAM missile right here, and you can be right here 10 feet off the ground and it'll shoot you. So it would be nice to have some programming baked into the SAM as well, to have really a nice distance of height for it to go active. So if we truly are flying our choppers right on the ground, we don't have to worry about a SAM missile shooting us down, because it only goes active above the tree line, or however you can determine height via programming in the game. There needs to be some type of height functionality baked into the SAM, so we can fly at a certain range and not, have to worry about getting blown up by a SAM missile that's gonna, target you anyway, even if you're, 3 feet off the ground. So number 5, okay, what did I have here? 5, AI teammates, better tactical options. Hold fire, open fire, breach, clear, throw flashbangs, etc. Okay, let's see, what else did I write here? Should have the ability to be killed and only go back to the social hub to get new soldiers. It's the only way to get them back. and their look should be random, giving a sense of new teammates. All right, so let me dissect what I wrote here for AI teammates. Number one, in Wildlands, you have move to, right? And they will move to, but there's no option to have them moving while going hot to open fire or hold fire while their move to script is being ran. Okay, the same thing for hold position. You should be able to say hold position while saying open fire, hold fire. So what I want is one simple to really, for the I feel like the least amount of programming that Ubisoft should do when bringing the AI back, they need one more function to create to make it really feel a lot better than the Wildlands options, which is they need one button to say open fire, hold fire. That's it. Now, I'm not talking about the fire and these guys run around and just kill everything. I want to scrap that completely, okay? I don't want that at all. I don't want to say fire and they run around. If they're following me and I say fire, they should just keep following me while their guns are hot. They see someone, you know, target, 12 o'clock, they kill it. Target, you know, whatever. If I say move to, and I point at a direction all the way over there, and I say open fire, they should move to that location while their guns are hot. All right, if I tell them, let's say I run up to on top of a mountain, and I say hold position, and they stay there, and I say open fire, they should sit on top of that mountain with their guns hot, picking off an entire area of enemies from, you know, that vantage point. That's how that functionality should work. It should not be hold, which means sit here and don't do anything even when I'm getting shot. It should not mean open fire should not mean run around and find everybody, the three of you, like maniacs, like killer psycho Rambo drones, just murdering everything, getting killed in the process. It should not be like that. There should be, you know, clear-cut directions. Move here, either open fire, hold fire. Hold here, open fire, hold fire. That'll let you set up your men in a position, like I said, a vantage point, have them open fire, and you could flank, and they just picking off guys, distracting guys, and you're going around and taking care of an objective or something. Like, that's how that should function. I also wanted to mention, which is outside the scope of Wildlands for this iteration, your AI characters, when they're implemented, they should be able to die permanently. So if you're out and about in the world and you lose an AI guy and he dies, you don't res him in time, or however he's killed, she's killed, you have to go back to the camp, not a bivouac. I forget the name of the social hub. You have to go back there, and maybe like at a certain location, you recruit a new soldier that's on the island, and it's a random NPC with a random look, and if you could edit them anyway, that really won't matter. But some type of feature where if you're out and about, let's say this is where the social hub is, and you're all the way down here doing missions, and your guys die, and you're like, oh, I don't want to have to go all the way back, get a guy come all the way back, I'm just going to keep going with one less guy. I think that would be really cool. It would be it would be fun gameplay. It would be immersive gameplay that, oh man, my AI guy died, and that really sucks. Okay, and their election randomly new team. Okay, that's it for number 5. So AI, they need better controls. They need to open fire, close fire. Also, it'd be nice if you could have them maybe a breach. If you're near a building, you could say breach. You could maybe have them throw a flashbang in breach, something like that. So functionality like that would be awesome too, but I would be happy with just the open fire, hold fire function on its own, apart from move to, hold, regroup, all that stuff. It would be nice if I just said open fire while they're following me, and they just stay following me with their guns hot. That would be awesome. Okay, number 6. Tier mode difficulty issue. What do I have here? Enemies should not have the ability to laser shoot you when they haven't even gone through the proper animations yet. They shouldn't automatically know where you are for a perfect shot. Okay, this is an AI issue that I have with tier mode that I don't know how it's going to work in Breakpoint. I'm not sure if super high enemy levels are going to act like they are tier mode enemies where they can just, you know, laser beam one shot you in the head. I've come across a lot of times where enemies will kill you from behind cover. Enemies will kill you before they even aim on you. I've had times where a Unidad patrol car with a gunner on top will shoot me sideways before the gunner even swung his gun across. I've had so many times where enemies got shot and went through an animation and still ended up shooting me anyway. There needs to be a way to program that they can't shoot you unless their animation has completed, and then with their guns up they could shoot you. Also, there needs to be something baked into the AI as to where if I'm on a ledge here and they're down here and I pop my head up and shoot, duck, and then I come all the way over here, I pop my head up and shoot, this one guy shouldn't automatically know every time I move to where he can laser beam me at any point in time. It's like he's the perfect whack-a-mole candidate where he gets like 100% in whack-a-mole because he knows each time which one is going to come up. That's ridiculous. You know, this is all programming, and I know these things probably won't get fixed, but I still want to make this video to explain to Ubisoft that while you're sitting there baking in features from Assassin's Creed Odyssey and The Division with the looter shooter mechanics and all this type of stuff, I feel like, in my opinion, these are the things that make your game stand out more. When the programming is perfected to the point where you can feel that you worked on a certain system and got it perfect, like the enemy AI, where they're not just spawning, they're not just one-shotting you when they don't even know where you are, where you're popping up from. These are systems that should be getting worked on and should be getting really, really fixed to the point where you're playing the game and you're like, oh my god, this is unbelievable how this AI works. So that's basically what I have with that. That's number 6, AI issues. Number 7, this is a very simple issue. When I was playing the other day, I realized, you know, I should discuss this. Giving orders, it should not stop your character from moving. All too often, I'm on the move and I want to send my guys here. I should be able to keep moving and say, move to here, you know, go, 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 go. But the way Wildlands is programmed, every time I give an order, the game automatically makes me stop, I guess because of the wheel, but you can't even keep moving while you go to the wheel. It just makes you stop when you give that order. Like, that's it, your character stops and gives the order. So very simple. You should be able to give orders without your character stopping. Number 8, HUD options for everything on an individual switch, i.e. grenade, UI separate from gun ammo. Okay, I remember why I wrote this one down. I like to do no HUD. I'll probably go through the first gameplay, maybe with minimap or whatever, but eventually I turn the entire HUD off and I just play the game like that. The only way I can't play completely no HUD, which it might be different now on PC, but I played the majority of my Wildland days on PS4. You didn't know what grenade type you had. Do I have the grenade? Do I have the C4? Do I have the mines out? I don't know which one is which, so I have to have the ammo UI HUD on. And it would be nice if everything has its individual switch for on off on the HUD in the UI menu. So you want your gun and ammo to show? No, that's off. Now your grenades show. You want your grenades to show? No, that's off. Okay. You want the enemy level to show? No, that's off. You want the health bar to show? No, that's off. You want their icon to show? No, that's off. You want the detection bar to show? No, that's off. You want the sound? You want to hear the detection sound to show? No, turn that off too. Have a completely customizable UI for us to turn everything on or off, because for no HUD, it would be nice at the very least for the grenades to be invisible, and then when you press it, it'll pop up to show you which grenade that you've selected. So that would be cool, especially for the consoles. On PC, it's a lot easier because your selection is like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So, you know, once you memorize the numbers, it really won't matter much having the HUD off, the ammo off, because you can go straight to it and know what you've selected. Okay, so number 9. That was number, yes, number 9. Ghost mode features like losing ammo in a magazine when reloading needs to become the norm. More features that make sense need to become the norm in modern day shooters. I feel like first-person shooters are the ones that really ruin this whole ammo retention mechanic, where it doesn't matter if you have 20 bullets left in your magazine. If you reload to a 30-round magazine, those 20 bullets are really saved. And SOCOM was the first and only game I really remember that did it right, where not only did you change out your magazine and put in a new one, you still kept that magazine. Unlike in Ghost mode for Wildlands, you just lost the ammo. You had, you know, eight magazines that equaled a certain amount of bullets, and you could cycle through all of them. If you put in a new magazine and you had 10 bullets left, you still had that magazine. So when you ran out of all your bullets, you put that magazine in, boom, you have 10 bullets. I want features like that to get incorporated to games like Ghost Recon. Enough of this hand holding, I'm always reloading with, you know, after shooting 3, 4, 5 shots and killing one guy. Enough of that stuff. You know, let us do a little more game management. These things are fun, and these things, you know, we play these games for the realistic immersive feel that they have. You know, start implementing features like this. We don't just need Ghost mode for a feature like that. That should be standard. All right, enough of the magical retention of bullets when you reload. Okay, so that was number 9. Number 10, what do I have right here? Enemies need to take bullet shots after. Oh, okay, I know what I had here. This is a weird one. I could keep going, but I have one more after this, so it's really 11. So for number 10, I always liked when I played Metal Gear Solid. You keep shooting the guy and the feedback is there. You keep feeling like you shot him. With Wildlands, once they're in their animation of death and you keep shooting them, the whatever programming mechanic it is to have the sound and visual of the bullets hitting the enemy, that function is turned off, and it's like the bullets don't even go through them, to the point where, for example, if you guys kill an enemy and he's on the ground, just shoot at him and you realize the bullets are like hitting the concrete. They're no longer hitting the enemy. Yet turn on Metal Gear Solid 5, put that on, and shoot the enemy while he's on the ground. He'll keep getting shot. It's like the bullet keeps hitting the enemy even though they're already dead. So that's, you know, these are programming issues that I know that need to be changed within the code, and I hope Ubisoft can do that to make, you know, to make the game feel more real, and to, you know, it feels good to get that feedback back to you when you're shooting a guy and he's already dead going through the animation, and you just keep shooting him, and you keep hearing it. You know, that's a really cool feature. All right, so guys, that's really my top 10. No spawning enemies, remove penalty for killing civilians, the SAM sites where they respawn, the SAM sites where they need a height function so they don't shoot at you when you're, you know, 5 feet off the ground. AI teammates need better tactical options, and they should also, in Breakpoint, if they're dead, you should have to go back to the social hub to get a new guy who replaces your dead AI. I think that would be cool. Tier mode difficulty issues. The enemies should not have the ability to laser shot you if they don't even know where you are. There's a lot of issues with the AI in Wildlands, and I hope it doesn't trickle over to Breakpoint. Number 7, giving orders to your AI should not stop your character in his tracks. You should be able to keep moving and give an order. This isn't going to be an issue until like DLC 1 when we get our AI back, but it is something, you know, playing the game this past week that I was thinking of, like, what would I like to see in Breakpoint, and that's one of them. HUD options for everything. Every single thing on our HUD should have, in the UI for the HUD, should have its own individual toggle on off to make it completely customizable. Ghost mode features like losing ammo should be in the main game, and games need to move away from retaining ammo when reloading. And enemies need to take bullet shots after they're considered dead and they're going through their dead animation. Bullets should still hit them, and it should sound and feel like they're still connecting. If you go give it a try in Wildlands, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, shoot an enemy while he's dying, shoot him while he's on the ground. Eventually, the bullets go through them. It doesn't even feel like it's making contact. And here's an extra one, number 11. Okay, what do I have here? Suppress shots from 100 plus meters out should not enable the enemy to pinpoint your location. Okay, I know why I put this. Okay, so you're a sniper. You're 300 meters out from an enemy base, right? You shoot an enemy, you kill him. You shoot an enemy, you miss him, or the base goes on alert. The enemies should not be able to zero in on your specific location at any point in time if you're 300 meters out shooting them with a sniper rifle. Okay, this happens way too often in Wildlands. You shoot an enemy 300 plus meters with the HTI or whatever, big diesel sniper rifle, and all of a sudden, you know, they're shooting back right at your location, especially in tier mode. They laser beam you in the middle of a forest with a ghillie suit on. This all has to do with programming, and I know it's impossible to program this type of stuff. Not impossible, just hard and very difficult. And they already have their systems in, the functions for the functionality for every single enemy character and the AI scripts that they run through. I know it's difficult, but it's really ridiculous when you're trying to snipe a base from far and you keep, even if you hit and run, they just always know where you're at. And it shouldn't be the case. Let the enemies try to suppress an area. You know, they think it's coming from that area. Just let them shoot bullets randomly. You know, let it be to where at first, to the way you program it, like at first they're aiming at you, but it's a 95% chance of them missing. So it just feels like they're just shooting in your direction. So it's like, oh, I gotta move. They know I'm over here. Not just, you know, oh, you know, we got shot, alert, the AI goes into a new script and it's like, there he is, 300 meters out, laser beam, and you're down. So yeah, man, that's it. That's all, guys. These are the things I was thinking about the past few days. I wrote down a list. I was trying to come up with something to where, you know, we could make the PVE portion of the game better through discussing a lot of the issues that Wildlands had that hopefully can get fixed in Breakpoint. Now, obviously, guys, there are those of you out there that might be like, what? You didn't mention, you know, the looter shooter or the loot system? You know, this isn't a list like that. It's more specifically towards what I feel like can be fixed for these types of systems that I mentioned that were in Wildlands that I felt really detracted from the gameplay that I would like to see fixed in Breakpoint. So you guys, let me know what you think. If you can, if you care, you know, write down what number that I was discussing or just whatever. Just give me some feedback. What do you think can be improved, that if you agree or disagree with what I said? And let me know and let us know in the comments for other people coming by and reading. Maybe I missed something. Maybe I missed something important that you felt should be fixed in Wildlands, that should have been fixed in Wildlands, that you hope you'll see to get fixed in Breakpoint. And let's discuss some things, you know, go on the forums, you know, make a thread about it, say, hey, you know, I have an idea about how to fix the game, you know, get it moving, get the community talking about it. Hopefully we can get some of these issues fixed. I doubt at this point in time these issues will get fixed because these are issues I talked about during Wildlands, especially the SAM. I remember specifically talking about the SAM issues, the surface-to-air missile issues back in the Wildlands forums, where it's like, yo, these SAM missiles are spawning way too fast. It's like you can't even destroy an area without flying up and one of them spawning on you and killing you. It makes no sense. So let's see if it got fixed in this iteration. I have a feeling it didn't. I know a lot of these functions are just, and the functionality in these games are just copy and pasted. The programming, however the engine works, where they have their systems created and they just bring it into, you know, a new game, and then they make sure it all works together. So let's hope some of these are fixed, and if not, let's hope that, you know, Ubisoft can find videos like mine or find videos like anyone else who has a list like this, come to the forums and really nail down these systems and get them to work much better than they do in Wildlands. And hopefully in Breakpoint we'll have a better experience with these types of issues. So, all right, guys, that is all for this video. Like I said, comment down below. Let me know how you feel, and I will see you in the next video, guys. All right, peace.